this time we're going to go slow. We've been learning these last few months, 6, 7 months, about slowing down and taking time to meditate the scriptures to allow the Holy Spirit to reveal even more to us. And so as we looked at some things on Wednesday night and slowed down, God began to reveal some things, and we got excited. We got out about 8:05. But the anointing began to move because there's more there that God wants us to see in Numbers 21. So if you go there, we'll look at Numbers 21. We'll read the entire verses first. And then from there, we'll back up and then slow down and look at some things. And then we'll go to Hebrews, the book of Hebrews, to look at it and even why it was even written. I'm appreciating Paul and the revelation that God gave him more and more as I see the wisdom of how God has things set up. There's a reason he does everything. And as we think about it and let him reveal things to us, we can appreciate the skill and the wisdom he has and how he helps us and teaches us and equips us to be what he wants us to be. But in Numbers 21, we'll start with verse 4, and we'll read down through verse 9, and then we'll back up and go slow. Everybody with me? And the Lord sent or appointed fiery or poisonous serpents among the people. Let's back up. Verse 4. I started a little bit too far down. And they journeyed from Mount Or, talking about Israel, by the way of the Red Sea, to compass the land of Edom. The soul of the people was much discouraged. Notice that. Much discouraged because of the way. And the people spake against God and against Moses. Wherefore have you brought us up out of Egypt to die in the wilderness? For there is no bread, neither is there any water, and our soul loatheth this light bread. And the Lord sent or appointed poisonous serpents among the people, and they bit the people, and much people of Israel died. Read it with me. Much people of Israel died. Therefore the people came to Moses and said, we have sinned, for we have spoken against the Lord, Yahweh, and against thee. Pray or intercede, make intercession in favor unto the Lord, that he take away the serpents from us. Moses prayed for the people. He talked to God, or Yahweh, on their behalf. And the Lord said unto Moses, make thee a fiery serpent, and set it upon a pole. And it shall come to pass that everyone that is bitten, when he or she looketh or gazes, fix the eyes and look steadily and earnestly upon it, shall live. Moses made a serpent of brass, or the copper. You go back to the Hebrew on that. So Moses made a serpent of copper and put it upon a pole. And it came to pass that if, notice that word, not everybody was speaking against Moses and Yahweh, that if a serpent had bitten any man, person, when he beheld, say beheld, when he or she beheld, looked intently, fixed, steadfastly at the serpent, everybody say serpent, serpent of brass, of copper, he or she lived. That's very important. Very important. But if you don't slow down and meditate, you won't get the benefit of what he had here. And that's what we've been doing. So anyhow, I started meditating this last night after Ken Wayne called me and just kind of got quiet. The first thing came to mind was the fact that this was about 2 million people. And how many got bitten, or how many began to speak against Moses Scripture didn't tell us. But we do know that much people died. So much people spoke against Moses and against God. And so, and then too, as we discussed on Wednesday night, this wasn't their first time speaking against God and against Moses. It might have been this bunch. But this is Numbers 21. Remember back in Numbers 13 and 14 is when the spies went and came back. Now, I haven't checked my research chronological to see if that was indeed chronologically ahead of this, but I'm thinking it is. But regardless, this wasn't their first time complaining or speaking against God and against Moses. And with the results of judgment that took place each time they spake against God and against Moses, you would think the rest of the folk would say, I ain't saying nothing against Moses nor God. But it depends on how things are going. Now that might have been their initial thought, had to be, because you don't just see stuff that happen and don't take it to heart and say, I ain't doing that. But then when the pressure comes, because they were much discouraged because of the weight. When I thought about that, that had to be looking at something they shouldn't be looking at. They're talking about the light bread they didn't like no more, and you done brought us up here to die. Which means they wasn't looking at that cloud in the daytime. Remember God sent a cloud by day to lead them? Yeah. And a pillar of fire by night? If you keep your eyes on the cloud, I know we're going to the promised land. You know, thought about these songs and sing some of these city movies. You know, we're going to see whoever, you know. And they just sing and be bopping along. You know, if you got your mind on where you're going, it affects you in a way where you won't get discouraged that much. If at all. Really? I know, even when I was in the military and we would be out in the field all day and tired and beat up and ugly and everything else, the NCOs would get us to sing a song. We tired. And we start singing this song, have a drum on the band, and singing and marching in time with it. And the fatigue left. We got energy. Our mind was on the song. And we weren't tired no more. All because of a silly song. And you know, the Army got some silly songs. I ain't even try to sing them because y'all done heard some of them. They ain't fit for y'all ears. And I'm ashamed that I even sang some of them back then as a Christian. You know. But singing that song, music, singing helps. A merry heart does good like medicine. It works. So they weren't making use of that principle. They're thinking about, you know, we're tired of library. You know, it might even had to be, you know. You know, Measure loves company. You know, I got my libraries like a David. You know, man, look at this bread. You see, if David don't want, if he fall for it, now we both. Ignorance gonna see. See, and it multiplies, which is why much people begin to speak and much people were discouraged. But go to Hebrews 11. I want to take a little side journey there. That came to mind as well. Come on, I'll be playing games now. It's operating era, Terrell. Go to Hebrews 11, and I want to find the verse where it says, if they had been mindful. It's down in the chapter talking about them as pilgrims going to a country. It says, if they had been mindful, they would have had opportunity to go back. Find that verse for me. I want somebody to read that for me. Verse 11. Do his pretty face. Where's the microphone? 15, back up to 15. Give me a mic. Somebody have one mic. Where the mics? Candy got a mic? Candy Faye on the spot. Read for me, Candy Faye. Hebrews 11, verse 15. Start here, please.
And truly,
just back up just a little bit.
For they that say such things,
back up a little bit more.
These all died in faith.
Okay, that's good.
Not having received the promises, but having seen them afar off, and were persuaded of them.
Seen what? Promises. See, promises, God is locked in. He's locked in when he says it. But he's taught us to understand when I say I promise as a parent or somebody in authority, then that gives me peace because I know if this person is reputable, they're going to keep the promise, whatever it may be. You know, and so you got a point.
Define promises is good.
Well, yeah, we can do that. Can you tap promise and define that real quickly, please?
An announcement for information, assent, or pledge especially a divine assurance of good message promise.
There you go. And it's an announcement initially, and then it goes on down to talk about the pledge and so forth and so forth. But promises, we understand that. You know, even little kid, I promise you, trying to get the other person to believe them about what they're going to do. All right, so they were looking at the promises, right?
And were persuaded of them.
And were persuaded of them. See, he's able. We're going to the land. Joshua and Caleb tried to persuade them, but they wouldn't believe him. But there was a bunch, beginning with Joshua and Caleb, who did believe the promises and were seeing the promises. They weren't looking at the having to eat light bread. At least you're eating. You know, I'm tired of eating light bread. You know, and that's another story. But keep reading.
And embraced them.
Embrace the promises. Have you embraced what God said? When you embrace what God said, anybody in authority. You know, I was looking at the combine results here a little bit this past week, and Saquon Barkley is a monster. He's a running back that's jumping high and running faster than a lot of folk came last year. They thought was great, like Odell and some other people. This man is going to get paid. If he ain't got paid already, he ain't got paid yet because they didn't come back. I think he got paid yet. Anyhow, but he's going to get paid. You know, but you really don't know. But I tell you what, the brother's embracing, because he may be number one. That's some big bucks there. Hello, somebody. Don't you know he just go to sleep smiling? See? She's like, they're going to pay me. All this hard work going to be worth something. It is worth something. And he didn't have to even do it. But he wanted to do it to demonstrate, to make certain by seeing me do my thing. Hello, somebody. All right, go on. I guess I have to stop there. Enough of that.
And confessed that they were strangers and pilgrims on the earth.
Confess, because we're going somewhere. This ain't our home right now. We'll be back, but I just work here. Keep on.
For they that say such things declare plainly that they seek a country. And truly, if they have been mindful of that country.
And truly, if they have been mindful of their country. See, we'll keep reading, and we'll tap mindful.
From whence they came out, they might have had opportunity to have returned.
Right. If they, the ones with the sense who embraced the promises, who saw the promises, if they had been mindful of where they came from, they would have had opportunity to go back, right? Right. Read mindful. Give me mindful.
To exercise memory.
To exercise a memory. Remembering where you came from. Now look to where you're going. Yeah? That's what you think on, where you're going. Not where you came from, what you're going through. You got to look to where the promise is. We knew when we were marching every step, we're closer to getting to the house. And the food was waiting. The shower was waiting. We just had to sing and feel better while we got there, rather than thinking about how tired we are and feeling bad and everything else and having mother grubs. You know, all right. So what more does mindful say?
That is recollect.
Recollect.
By implication, to punish. Also to rehearse.
To rehearse. So I shouldn't rehearse where I came from that I don't want to go back to. I got to look to where I'm going, looking to the joy because of the promises. God can't lie. He didn't lie. But the catch is, how do I protect my mind to keep me from getting discouraged? That's the key. And thinking positive won't do it. Just think out and think positive. Well, he tells us here, look at the promises. If you're looking at the promises, you think.